Most people talk about starting a brand from their bedrooms, but Samara actually did this and turned it into a 6-figure business. If you're in that early phase, you've had your first few samples, you've just began, and you were dreaming about getting full-time, it can feel like there's a massive gap between where you are now and where you eventually want to get to. But it doesn't have to be that way. In this video, I got to sit down with a good friend of mine and a client of mine, Samara, who is the founder of Yasmin the Label. She shares the story of sewing the garments herself from COVID into now having her own studio space, warehouse space, and this brand being her full-time job. So if you are building your own brand and want real, honest insight on how to grow, this video is for you. Check it out.
My name is Samara, I'm 22 years old. I started Yasmin when I was about 19. Just as a hobby for fun. I loved making clothes, going out tops, things like that. And now I'm really trying to grow the business and get it out there more.
Okay, this, I know it wasn't meant to be a brand from the get-go, but this had a bit of potential. Was there a moment where you're like, fuck, I should just give this a crack?
I think there was a few points throughout growing the brand. At the start, I always had other jobs in hospitality as I was growing the brand and seeing if I could actually do this as a job. I think the main moment I really thought I could was when I actually went on a trip to Europe, and while I was away, a few of my TikTok videos and Instagram posts got some attention. So when I got back, I had a lot of work, a lot of orders to do.
In terms of, now being a full-time brand owner, what was that kind of development of fashion for you? Did you always love fashion? Did you always want to start a brand?
I didn't always want to start a brand, but I think from a young age, I always had an interest in business, but I never knew, what I wanted to do. Also, from a young age, me and my sister would love taking photos, just like for fun or for Instagram, and dress up. And I think as I got older, it kind of went more into fashion and making clothes. So that really helped in building the brand as well. So over here, this is usually where I start the day. I have my computer. I will do emails, returns, anything like that, and then print out all the orders from the night before. So here is where I'll pack all the orders. I've got the little Yasmin cards, how to take care of the garments. I'll add that in. Over here is my storage for all the garments, all in what color, what style, different sizes. So I'll just see what they've ordered, grab it, and then bring it over here and pack it.
Perfect. And then your little sewing area as well?
So this is where I'll make all the new samples to send to the manufacturers, or if I just want to make something new for myself or friends. So I have the overlocker and then the sewing machine. The overlocker sews in like 4 stitches, and that kind of hems the garment to make sure it doesn't fray. So I'll do that to all the pattern pieces first and then sew everything here. So this is just a standard sewing machine to finish it off and to sew all the pieces together.
Great, perfect.
I first learned how to sew during COVID. I just didn't have much to do, I was bored. I always had a sewing machine sitting around at my house, but I never knew how to use it. So I played around with that and figured out how to make very simple garments through YouTube videos, TikToks, looking it up online. I would just make clothes for myself. And when COVID finished, I'd wear them out, sell them on Depop, kept making more, and went from there. Making a garment from scratch can take a long time, anywhere from 3 to 6 hours, depending on how many times you want to alter it and change it, if you have to redo it. If it's something I've made before and I already have the pattern and know exactly how to do it, I could make it in 30 minutes. That's like for a simple design. At the start with sizing, I just based it off me, and I'd be the smaller size, and then if I was making other sizes, I'd just go up and measure it up a size grade from there. But starting off, I just have an idea, make a pattern, cut it out, and then make the first garment and try it on myself, see how it looked, and make any changes from there, and then usually redo it again to do a final copy to make sure it's perfect. And then to sell it, I would just get my little sister to take photos of me in it and put it up on Depop.
So like that step up from a hobby to a main, an actual business.
Yeah.
With that adjustment, what have you, who have you turned to? What have you seeked? Where have you learned information for all of this?
Obviously just YouTube videos on TikTok, online, looking it up on Google. And also I spoke to a few people that have manufactured overseas before and got some advice from them, and just a bit of trial and error, like figuring it out. At the start I was manufacturing in Bali, which was not the best for me. It was a bit expensive and they just didn't have all the materials and everything I wanted. And then I transitioned to manufacturing in China, which has been great so far, but it's still a long process of trial and error, finding the right manufacturer. Honestly, moving out of my parents' place and into this studio warehouse space was a massive moment that I'm really proud of. I think it's been really important. It helps me have a different space to do my work.
For someone that, could be watching this, whether that's for building their own clothing business or just, taking that risk, what's some advice you would say from to someone that's currently in their bedroom, similar to you, having all these ideas, like what's any points or, pieces of advice you would give to get to a point that you're currently at now to be working full time?
Yeah, okay. So advice I would give for anyone that wants to try and do something similar or has an idea is just, if they have an idea, act on it straight away and go towards that idea or goal straight away. If it doesn't work, keep trying. Like, be persistent, keep trying a lot of times, try things differently in different ways, and just put yourself out there, keep doing what you love and see how it goes from there. All right, thanks guys for watching this video and listening along. It's been great to share all of this with you, and hopefully some of you will want to check out the pieces at Yasmin the Label.